welcome back to My Trick Media. Today we are here for Arc 2 of the Clone Wars series. Can't really call it an arc. There's not really an arc here. So basically today is just the rest of the Clone Wars movie and then like a one-off episode.
Yeah.
So it's
an important episode.
Yeah.
A very
very important episode and very good. I think it's a good episode, but like it's not an arc by any means necessary. No. So basically, at the end of the Battle of Christophsis, we get told Anakin and Ahsoka and Obi-Wan need to go. Well, I guess it was mainly Anakin and Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan was like reinforcements, but they need to go to Teth to try to save Jabba's son. We find out in the intro that what's her name? I'm literally blanking. Ventress. Literally, like, whatever.
That assassin, Asajj Ventress.
Yeah, Asajj Ventress stole Jabba's son, and they're using it as, like, leverage to try to win Jabba's trust.
Well, not even just that. His uncle Zero is trying to, how do I want to say this? Like, overthrow Jabba's rule,
right?
In a way, he's trying to.
We're not there yet, so.
I know, but like that's the overarching thing.
Well, yeah, but we weren't there yet to know that information yet.
Well, too bad. We're there now. We see Zero, and he scheming. I hate Zero so much, but he's scheming, and no one really knows what's going on. The only thing they know is that the Hutt baby is stolen and missing.
Yeah,
because of. Well, just go.
Right. We get a clip of Jabba because he sent some bounty hunters after his son to see what they could do, and they all came back just dead. They literally just brought their bodies into Jabba's palace, and they were just, they didn't stand a chance.
We're off hot, guys.
Yeah, I know. This is a little all over the place. Yeah, so Jabba contacts the Jedi, and he's just pressuring them at this point. He's like, you need to get my son back now.
Impression.
No. I'm not good at that. You're good at that. Why aren't you doing it?
Oh, because I don't want to make myself look more like an idiot. I do it like once every 2 weeks.
We already look like idiots. It's all right.
Oh, thanks.
We're just having fun.
He kind of sounds like there. Never mind.
Okay. So yeah, Jabba's just pressuring the Jedi to like hurry up and get this done over and faster.
You're making it sound like someone stole his money. Like he stole his child.
Yeah.
He's trying to get them like hurry up. You know, it's only a kid.
So when they're on their way to Teth, we get to see Ahsoka real quick, like bragging to all the clones about how she saved Anakin's life. And it was really funny because all the clones thought it was absolutely hilarious that General Skywalker had to be saved by this little girl. They thought it was hilarious. They all were going up to him and was like, is this true? And he's like, well, some of it. It's kind of funny. So we get to cut to Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan went straight to Jabba to negotiate and try to like calm everything down because the situation's obviously like, it's a really bad situation when you got Jabba mad.
Yeah, so we kind of talked about this in the movie episodes where like Jabba's so intertwined with Star Wars, but like a lot of people don't know until the original trilogy. Like no, he's like throughout all of the Clone Wars too. Mm-hmm. Like we see him multiple times. He's very involved, and like you said, like Obi-Wan just went to go meet him. It's so weird that in 20 years time Luke's gonna go and walk into Jabba's palace and make demands. So.
Yeah, I wrote this down. Honestly, don't even remember this happening in the episode.
What did you write?
I wrote R4 shooting the Jawas was funny.
Oh yeah, they're probably trying to like steal something. He zaps them.
I don't remember. I'm literally sitting here reading this and I'm like, I have a star next to it instead of like a dash. I don't know. That's funny. I don't even remember that. Apparently R4 is like R2 in this scene. Anyways, we cut back to Ahsoka and Anakin, and we get to see Jawa's son for the first time.
Rata.
No, it's Punky Muffin.
What?
Punky Muffin. That's what Ahsoka calls him.
Yeah, well, Ahsoka's weird. punky muffin.
And then I wrote this note down because I thought it was funny, and it was like,
I can't believe those 2 words just came out of your mouth.
well, that's what she said. She said punky muffin.
I know, but I
Or no. That's not what she said. That's what Jabba said. Jabba said to Obi-Wan, "You got to bring back my punky muffin." That's what it was. My bad. That's my bad. That's what Jabba the Hutt said to Obi-Wan.
I remember that. I just
No, because remember, he says whatever he says, and we can't hear what he's saying, and then the droid the droid interpreter turns around, and he's like, he wants his punky muffin back. So yeah, his punky muffin. And then I wrote that
Jabba has a heart.
Yeah, he does a little bit. We get to see that in this episode, and only this episode, never again. But I wrote, it's hilarious that Anakin and Ahsoka are super sassy with each other. Like, when you think sassy, it's like it's Anakin and Obi-Wan. But no, it's like Anakin and Ahsoka is a lot worse, especially at the beginning. It's like, shut up, Snips. Don't be snippy with me. I also wrote this down as a quote from Ahsoka because I thought it kind of broke my heart when she said this, not going to lie, because it intertwined with the movies a lot more. But she said, this is where the fun begins, when they like were climbing up the side of the mountain. And I was like, oh. This kind of makes me sad.
Oh, my little punky muffin.
Because we talked about it before on this podcast, but I saw this person on Instagram say this before, that we see Anakin super happy at the beginning of the third movie because he just saw Ahsoka in the Clone Wars season 7. So he's like happy again. And that's why he's like happy at the start of the Battle of Coruscant, is because he's like, he just saw Ahsoka and he's like, this is where the fun begins. And this line really brings that back around.
All right,
this
isn't supposed to be sad.
I know, but like sit here and I'm like,
Stop
this is
it.
really sad, guys. Like, oh.
Anyway, Rato.
We're still on they're climbing up the wall right now to get to him. But I wrote down, Ahsoka saved Anakin again, which all the clones got to see it this time, and it was funny. I also thought the music was really weird. It was like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it wasn't like Star Wars. Like,
I don't know how to explain it either.
Yeah, but it wasn't like normal Star Wars music. It was really weird. And I was sitting there like,
I mean, that's what we get. It's in the movie. It's not Clone Wars.
The movie music specifically was very different. But like they had like music. It was like banjo type shit. I don't know. It was funny. I had to make a note about that. So Anakin and Ahsoka made it up there. They found the hut. And they were... I can't remember. I think Anakin sensed something nearby. I think he was talking about that. I don't really remember. But we end up cutting to where Dooku goes and talks to Jabba. And the droid that was just there for whatever reason, he was like a spy for Dooku, recorded Anakin and Ahsoka getting, what's his name again?
Rata.
Finding the hut. And Anakin was like, he stinks, get him away from me. And Dooku used it as leverage against the Jedi to try to be like, they're there to kill your son. And obviously Jabba's not taking that. I think it's funny that we talk about Jabba being super powerful and he's not going to take that, but then he's just sitting there, you know, he doesn't move.
I don't know, he has other people to do it for him.
I know, but I thought it was just funny. He was just
he is too fat to go after his own kid.
Yeah.
You wrote it.
Yeah, I don't know what it says.
Yeah, but so like, I mean, we kind of know at this point who took Jabba's baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was in the intro of the movie, which I thought was funny.
The guy who's trying to convince him that the Jedi are the ones trying to take him.
Oh, I know what it says now. They find out right there.
The Jedi discover the hut is sick.
Yeah.
Why was that hard to read?
I thought it said discum, and I was like, what does that mean? But yeah, so they find out.
I mean, that VER is literally boom, boom, boom.
But they find out real quick that Rata is sick. He's like really sick and like on the verge of dying. Like he's like a baby that's super sick, and obviously they don't have any immune system at all.
He's got whooping cough.
Yeah, he's literally like dying as they're trying to save him, which also doesn't look good on their part because they just think, oh, now Rada's dying. It's like, oh, what the Jedi just poison him with or something? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't good at all. And oh, this is where the note is for when the droid like sent the message to Dooku, and Dooku showed Jabba. Dooku's like, I will go save your son personally, which is like a big thing for Dooku to go do that himself because he also has other people to do it for him. But the fact that he's telling Jabba that is
He's
like
trying to make connections, man.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's the whole point of the Clone Wars. You're trying to win over different planets to be on your side. You're trying to win over different like clans, like the Hutt clan. Yeah, it's super interesting. But somebody like as high profile as Dooku to go out and do the dirty work in the Hutt in the eyes of the Hutts, like that's like really important and a detail that's really cool.
Yeah, so basically Dooku staged the kidnapping himself in order for the Hutts to blacklist the Jedi.
Yeah.
So, and that's, like you said, allowing the Separatist as like a party to gain the support of the Hutts, which then controls a bunch of Outer Rim systems and a bunch of pirates and a bunch of bounty hunters and things like that.
So basically back to Anakin and Ahsoka, there's like a little battle that takes place. Ventress set a bunch of droids out to attack to try to sneak in and take Jabba's son away from the Jedi. Again, it's like just playing the game where they're like they were in control the whole time. Now it's their game to lose because they set it up, obviously, because they stole Jabba's son. So they're just setting up a game and they're just like trying to play rescue at this point. So I also thought it was funny. I'm pretty sure it was Rex. He said, get ready to turn these clankers into scrap metal. And all I could think about was the plug it and play game that we used to have. I don't know.
Do they know what that is?
I mean, some of our viewers might not know what that is.
Some people definitely know what, like, is that, are they actually called plug it and plays?
I think there was a brand called Plug It and Play.
Oh, you used to get like the 3 prongs, and they were red, yellow, and white. And you'd plug them into the front of the TV of a giant box TV. And there was a game that was like a...
I still have it.
Why?
I still have it. I tried to play it the other day. It didn't work.
I would assume.
Yeah.
And basically it was connected to like one of the regular rifles that you would use.
It was almost like a spaceship handle. I don't know why that one was.
Oh,
but that one,
yeah, you're right. It was like, I don't even know how to describe that.
It was like a steering wheel. Kinda.
Yeah, no, but it's not. It had like...
It's got triggers and stuff on it.
I'm trying to think if there's anything in Star Wars that's like that. I mean, I would assume it's based off of something, but... Yeah, it was kind of like a fighter pilot, like, little thing. And wasn't there one with a gun? We definitely had a Star Wars one with a gun.
Probably.
Yeah, because there was one where you would, like, fight Clankas. Which sounds so fucked up. But, like, it would go through, and then it finally got to the ones that are, like, the spider-looking ones. The ones that are like those balls that walk like super slow and they have cannons throughout their mouth. Those things sucked in that game. You couldn't beat them.
Yeah.
Comment below if you know like the plug-in.
Yeah, do you know what a plug-in and play is?
Yeah.
That's funny. I also wrote this quote down.
Old.
I wrote this quote down, and it was Anakin talking to Ahsoka, and he was talking about Qui-Gon. It was, nothing happens by accident. It's the will of the Force. You are by my side. And I thought that was like another, just like they get to like Tatooine, and Ahsoka, Anakin's just not having it. And
I mean, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, and Ahsoka just keeps like talking to him and trying to get him to talk about himself and like being there, and he just refuses. It's kind of sad.
He just went back there not too long ago.
Yeah. So right before that, though, Rex tries to 1v1 Ventress, which it wasn't really a 1v1. It was a 1v Ventress plus however many battle droids were behind her, which, by the way, Rex should have died. I don't know why she like used the Force and mind tricks him. But
that was a terrible joke.
Well, it was funny. and tries to calm Anakin, and he calls him Anakin. And Anakin's like, that's not right. Rex wouldn't call me by my name. And yeah, so
General.
the balls of Rex to try to 1v1 Ventress is nuts.
I mean, it is Rex. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I mean, he's there to be your number one guy. And he really tried to be there. I mean, he wasn't going to do anything, but, like, he really tried.
Ventress is one sneaky fuck, dude.
Yeah.
She survives so much shit.
Yeah, she does.
Like, obviously, it doesn't include this one. She should be able to beat Rex easily. But,
Right.
dude, the amount of shit she survives is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it before. She's very underrated. And that's kind of the reason why they turn on her later. Because Sidious is like, she's getting a little too powerful.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways,
She's a witch.
so Ventress obviously realized that they were going to get away. They knew. So she went after them. And we get to see a 1v1 of Ventress and Ahsoka, which I thought was interesting for the first time. Ahsoka got her ass kicked real quick.
Doesn't Ventress also fight Obi-Wan? I'm pretty sure they do.
I don't think we... Oh, yeah. I haven't got there yet. It's in a couple seconds.
That might be, like, directly after.
It's funny because Jabba's son, as they're, like, trying to get away, trying to figure out a way to escape, Jabba's son helps Anakin and Ahsoka, like, escape because he points out the ship in the distance. The iconic Clone Wars shitty-ass fucking ship that they have.
Yeah.
But Jabba's son pointed that out to help them get away, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, so Ahsoka loses very badly to Ventress because Anakin was on a dinosaur flying away. I don't know what the hell that
I don't
species
know
is.
what it is either.
But yeah, Anakin was like just nowhere to be found. He left a 13-year-old by herself
Oh, man,
too.
she's a Jedi.
So they get to the ship and it has battle droids and it also has that one droid that sent the video off to Dooku, and it was funny. And I didn't write it down. I forgot to write it down, but Ahsoka made a fucking weird comment to it. It was like, you slimy little traitor or something. I don't know. It was something funny.
She don't have a lot of good luck with droids.
No, she does not. We're going to see
Oh, dude, we have
We're
to
gonna
get
see
to
that.
that story arc.
We're going to get there eventually.
You guys are gonna hear us cuss a lot.
So
More than
we
you usually do.
we finally get Obi-Wan and Ventress's 1v1.
Yeah. This is like the beginning of Ventress and Obi-Wan.
Yeah. So it cuts to Anakin and them flying away, and he messages or he calms Rex and's like, "You guys aren't gonna get any backup. I'm sorry." And Rex was like, "The mission comes first." And I was like, "Damn!" Like, why? I obviously I know what happens because I've seen all of it, but like, that's almost like something like, "Damn, Rex might die here." And it was like still kind of
yeah,
like,
but like at that point, like you don't have like a crazy attachment to Rex yet.
still though, I was like, "Damn, he's just letting him. He's gonna die."
Yeah.
So immediately we get to the point where Obi-Wan and Ventress start flirting, just
Yeah, like
right out
that's
of
one
the
of the
gates.
weirdest things in the Clone Wars. Like I think she low-key has a thing for him.
Probably, but she also uses that. We talked about that in the Dark Disciple book. That's part of her
I
tactic.
mean, yeah, but like she don't do it with Anakin.
I think she tries to do it with Anakin, but Anakin doesn't care. He just shoots it down.
Anakin's got a honey.
Yeah, Anakin shoots it down so fast, it's just ridiculous. But
Obi-Wan kind of entertains it.
Obi-Wan does entertain it, which is hilarious.
Horny little fuck.
I mean, when you get told you don't get to be with anybody, I mean,
Yeah. We know
So-
that went with Anakin.
we're seeing them fight. They're flirting back and forth, and then Obi-Wan's like fighting her with no lightsaber. And I thought it was funny. Like, yeah, we were talking about how powerful Ventress is, and I do think Ventress has a lot of character development in this show. And then in the book that we read, she gets a lot better. But like, she's good at the beginning, but she's not like Obi-Wan level kind of good.
I mean, I don't think she ever gets to that point, but
I think she gets close to that point because I understand like they're not supposed to kill their enemy like Anakin and Obi-Wan, but Ventress kicks their ass a lot. And we'll see that a lot throughout the Clone Wars.
she's just a dirty fucking fighter too.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's won apprentice to a Sith, and then she's also a Night Sister. So I mean,
yeah, but like Dooku's not really a dirty fighter. He's a strategic fighter. She fights dirty. Maul fights dirty as fuck too. I don't know. I guess Dooku fights a little dirty, but like not as bad as they do.
yeah. So we get to a point where Anakin and Ahsoka have no choice. They're gonna just jump to hyperspace. They're worried about if Jabba's son is gonna survive the trip, though. They didn't want to stay with the battle going on to try to like see if he could like get better. So they just decided to jump and see if he could survive the trip and see if there's anything on board to try to help him. But he was not doing very well and not looking good to survive the trip back to Tatooine. They get back to Tatooine and they crash land because the ship was a
piece of shit.
Yeah. And it's funny. I don't remember who he said it to, but Anakin at one point was like, I haven't had time to modify it yet. And I was like, Jesus, Anakin, of course you are there to modify it. But yeah, they're walking on Tatooine and Anakin's just in his head the whole time, obviously. Like, that's just how it's going to be. He's on Tatooine and Ahsoka just keeps pestering him. Like, you're from here, right? What was it like when you were living here? And he's just like,
He was a fucking slave.
Yeah, well, he didn't say that to her, but he's just trying to like just end the conversation because he doesn't want to have to tell her that. But
I wouldn't want to go around telling people that either.
Yeah.
He also like, we haven't really talked about it like too much, but we have. But like, he got bullied for that kind of shit.
Yeah. Ventress tells Dooku that she lost and they got away, and Dooku tells Jabba that they're gonna bring his son to him and kill him in front of him and then kill him. That was the whole point, was that they were going to come to Tatooine and they were going to assassinate Jabba along with his son. Dooku says he's going to take care of Anakin himself. Jesus. Next time I'm going to take way better notes.
I'm just rolling with what you're talking about, but
Anakin tells Ahsoka, like we were talking, like he just doesn't want to be there. He's like, as soon as we can get off this dust pile, we're gone, because he does not want to be there. And it has Ahsoka really confused. She doesn't know what's going on. And then all of a sudden, Anakin and Ahsoka get attacked. They end up thinking it's a better idea to get separated from each other to where they can try to get Jabba's son there. They try to act as if Anakin has his son, because they would assume that Dooku would go after Anakin first, because like obviously he's more powerful and it would just make more sense.
Yeah, you didn't really like clarify. Dooku's the one that attacked them,
Right.
so Dooku's going to fight Anakin
Yeah.
on a sand dune.
So then we get to cut to a certain point where we get to see Padme, and we're finally to the Zero stuff. Padme goes to negotiate with the Hutts to try to reason with them, because the whole point was, what we haven't learned yet is that the whole point is that the hyperspace lanes are at like stake here, and they really need the hyperspace lanes and access to them. And with the Hutts thinking what they're thinking about Anakin assassinating Rata, they're going to lose access to all these hyperspace lanes.
Yeah, the outer rim, like everything's controlled by the Hutts. So like even the hyperspace lanes, like yeah, you can go through them, but we're gonna shoot you down as soon as you get through them.
Yeah.
So
Zero's obviously behind some of the stuff. Zero puts Padme in prison, and Padme is smart enough to escape from the prison.
I fucking hate Zero. His voice sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so he he basically captures Padme and like you said, detains her, and like we're still talking about the same point where like Zero is like in on Dooku trying to like bring, I guess you would say like take down Jabba because Zero thinks that Jabba's getting too much rule in the Outer Rim and he doesn't want him to have that much rule.
Yeah.
And he wants to take over his spot.
Yeah.
So Padme gets, obviously, like you just said, detained, and then I'm pretty sure C-3PO comes and helps her. Like,
Yeah, so she breaks out of prison and she got a hold of C-3PO on her comm fast enough that C-3PO comes in and he helps her with a bunch of clones, makes sure she gets out of there like fine and alive. But before that, she had saw the holo vid with Dooku that he was having. So Padme now knows that he was working with Dooku the whole time. So Padme's okay.
she's like a sneaky informative.
Yeah.
Like throughout the Clone Wars, she's like. She's an interesting character because she always seems to have her nose in stuff.
Yeah. So we cut back to the Dooku versus Anakin fight, and Dooku's like trolling Anakin, and he's like, "This is your home world, isn't it? You were a slave, weren't you?" And all that. He just is going off, and it's making Anakin really pissed off. As Anakin's fighting Dooku, Ahsoka is trying to get to the palace, and she has to fight Dooku's guards, which, if you don't know Dooku's guards, they're pretty skilled fighters, and we're talking about a 13, 14-year-old Ahsoka at this point. She's not the Ahsoka we love and know very well, so she's struggling really bad, and she has a kid with her. She's trying to protect this kid as she's fighting like 3 or 4 of them. Anakin was getting very emotional, and then Dooku made a comment to him that his Padawan was about to die, basically. And I wrote this down because I thought it was funny. Anakin kicked the shit out of Dooku. He just kicked him.
Yeah.
And then he just fled. Before C-3PO gets there, we forgot this point because you were talking about C-3PO. Zero threatened to kill Padme. We didn't talk about that, but she.
That was kind of implied.
Well, he had her at gunpoint basically, and that's when C-3PO came in. So I just wanted to add that detail there. Ahsoka had to fight off all the droids by herself, and Anakin had just got to Jabba's palace, and Ahsoka wasn't there yet, and he was like, "Where is she?" And he's like, pulls out his lightsaber and is threatening Jabba at this point, which is exactly what Dooku said was going to happen. So it looked really bad real quick on the Jedi. But thank God, shortly after, Ahsoka defeated all the guards and made it there, because it did not look really good. And then Jabba tried to assassinate Anakin and Ahsoka.
Yeah, he like orders their execution, doesn't he? Yeah, even though they gave Rada to him unharmed.
Right, and then perfect timing was when Padme contacted Jabba herself to tell her the truth about what's going on. And then Zero confessed in front of him, and he's like, "I'm gonna deal with the Hutt clan is gonna deal with Zero personally
and harshly."
Yeah, and Jabba agreed to the treaty that they wanted to have with the Hutts, and that was the end of the movie.
Yep. That movie's so long.
Yeah,
it's way longer than it needs to be.
It's a lot longer than like what we just said.
Yeah,
getting to the point's a lot faster, but. Yeah, the movie's really long and for no reason. So we're going to jump now to the next thing in chronological time, which is season 3, episode 1. Told you guys it jumps around
a lot.
So it's called Clone Cadets, and the quote beforehand is, "Brothers in arms are brothers for life." So that's how it starts.
This episode opens up with training, doesn't it?
Well, no, you kind of get like the intro, and the intro says, well, it talks about the training, but then it does open. Like the first scene is them in the middle of a training session.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen it, like, so like the clones have to go through like Clone Academy, and they have to pass like various tests. And like one of them is they have to pass this like physical test, and you basically go down into a battlefield and you are given orders to do this and this, and you have to complete the training exercise.
Yeah.
And so we're focusing on, it's Domino Squad, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying. That's what I thought, but I was like, that's right.
So
Okay, good.
So I'll just add this in the intro. So in the intro, we get to see that Shaak Ti, that's the Jedi that's like overseeing the training of all the clones. And then there's 2 bounty hunters named Brick and Ellis. They're in charge of making sure these clones pass in an efficient way.
Which is kind of weird.
Yeah, it is weird that they have a Jedi there, but then turn around and have 2 bounty hunters there. So I don't know, but the bounty hunters don't care. They're getting paid. We get to see Echo, Fives, Heavy.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Well, right. But they imply.
So
I'm just
basically,
saying
like,
this.
yeah, they're kind of yelling at each other because some of them have like they have like their dash numbers, and then like other ones don't, and or they go by things. So like immediately Fives tells everybody his name's Fives.
Well, he's like,
His is the
thanks,
easiest
CT 5555.
Yeah.
He's like, it's Fives. My name is Fives.
And Echo, they call him Echo because he just likes to repeat shit.
Yeah.
Like I think, I knew that, but I had forgotten that until
Right.
I rewatched it. I was like, oh yeah, that's why they call him Echo.
I mean, it's funny, just like to reminisce over it. Like, this is why they call him Echo.
Yeah,
But
doesn't change.
yeah, so they're just struggling during this. They're out of formation. They're not listening to each other. They're not working together. And Brick, one of the bounty hunters, is just like, we need to just fail him now.
Yeah,
And Ellis is like, we can't. This isn't even the final test. It's still a practice test. But I mean, honestly, probably would have failed them myself. Like, it was really
yeah.
bad.
They just like didn't cooperate. They left people behind to die. Yeah, dude, they were just like not a great squad.
So I don't have the guy's name down because I'm bad at my job. We talk about that all the time on here. But Shaak Ti is talking to like the head cloning guy, and
Yep.
yeah, it's killing me that I don't think they ever said the name in the show.
He's the prime minister.
Yeah. But basically, they are talking about after Jango Fett's death, the DNA has been stretched out so much that it's making the clones not as good. And they're basically Lama Su. Yeah, so she's talking to Lama Su, and they're like, if you can find a suitable donor to make these clones better, you can. And they were talking about like just keep making these clones like they're just expendable, and Shaak Ti was like, they're still living beings. And Lama Su's like, you Jedi show too much compassion. Because it's like when you're doing something like this, like not everything's going to work the first time. It's not going to work out all the
They're
time.
basically immediately already saying that their cloning isn't perfect.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we kind of know instantly, but...
So basically we get to see a couple of ARC troopers come in, and they're going to like oversee everything and see the new squads and stuff. And then we get to see Bravo Squad. They broke the record time for this mission, which, by the way, do we know anybody that was on Bravo Squad?
That's a great question.
Because I'm sitting here like, these characters that are in the Domino Squad that are the bad characters, like the bad, like at their job characters, are some of the most notable clones that we're going to see in the future.
Yeah,
That's
I didn't want to mention yet what Legion they become,
Right.
but yeah.
I mean, we all know. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. I was just sitting there and I was like, I never looked it up. I should have, but I was like, is anybody in the Bravo Squad like anybody like good? Because like these are just their squad names for like their training groups and stuff like that. It's not like they're in the Bravo Squad and that's like where they are in the war and stuff. But you got any names yet?
No.
Yes, yeah. I don't know. I thought it was funny. It's like there might not be anybody worth anything in the Bravo Squad, which is funny, but they broke it in record time.
Holy shit. It's giving me numbers.
They don't even have names. That's how bad they are. I'm just kidding.
CT-663233. Way too fucking many.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
So, anyways, the Domino Squad gets to go, and they end up stopping the simulation like really early because somebody got shot and they left him behind. And the ARC Trooper came out. You guys broke formation. You didn't follow orders, and most importantly, you broke rule number 1, which was you left a man behind. And The bounty hunters were arguing over caring about these clones. Like, why does Ellis care so much if the clones succeed? And Brick's just like, we're just getting paid. I'm just here to get paid. Like, that's all I care about. Are you still trying to look for the names?
Yeah, like I'm trying to figure out what fucking Legion they became part of. Oh shit. They were killed.
They're dead.
After passing the Citadel challenge, Bravo Squad became potential ARC Trooper candidates. Members of Bravo Squadron joined the Naboo resistance after participating in the invasion of Naboo. All members of Squad Bravo were killed in a battle with dark splinters, and many of their bodies were possessed by Ing, turning them into dark troopers. What the fuck? They legit just never. They were never like given a backstory. But it says they were killed. So I'm assuming just their, like that group of clones were a part of that battle, and they just ended up dying.
Mm-hmm. So we get a little like meeting with Shaak Ti with two of the clones, which is Fives, and I'm assuming it was Heavy.
It was Echo.
Was it Echo?
Echo and Fives.
That's weird. Because I would assume it's Heavy, because it didn't say.
Because Heavy's a dick.
Well, right, Heavy was leaving later on.
Heavy has the thing with the bounty hunter. That's
Cut Up.
It is Cut Up. You're right.
So I'm sitting here like, I'm assuming it's Heavy, because Heavy...
It's not Heavy, it's Echo. I know it's Echo.
Weird.
Well, because Echo didn't want to be a part of the group.
Yeah, but neither did Heavy. Heavy was about to just desert everybody.
Heavy thought he was the group.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, so if you're just, if you think it's that, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Echo.
They were talking about transferring squads, basically. And Shaak Ti was like...
Bravo Squad.
Yes. And Shaak Ti was like, you guys are where you need to be.
Yeah.
And she's like, the sooner you accept that, the sooner you guys will pass. And then we get to see a 1v1 conversation with Brick and soon to be Cut Up, because he doesn't have a name yet. Brick's just yelling out, you're the reason why your squad's a failure. And
he's trying to get people to break.
Yeah, he is. And he starts like just beating the shit.
The fuck out of Cut Up.
And he's like, you're just Cut Up, aren't you? And he's like, thank you, sir. He's like, for what? For my name.
For my name.
Cut Up.
Cut Up.
So then, yeah, we cut to where Heavy's about to just desert everybody. I don't know where the hell he thinks he's going to go.
Clone 99.
With Clone Force, or not Clone Force.
Clone Force.
With 99.
Yeah, Clone 99's first appearance.
And
if you've seen The Bad Batch and know who Clone... that fucked me up. Clone Force 99 is... Take a look at these episodes, because you're going to meet Clone 99.
Yeah.
And where they get their name.
Well, I thought it was funny because they were talking back and forth with 99 and Heavy, and Heavy's like, we're just nothing but a bad batch. And I thought it was funny, so I wrote that down. And then 99 just being a godly clone that he is. He's such a good clone for no reason.
Yeah, because... Yeah. It's so fucked.
Yeah. He's just giving
treated like shit.
He's just giving godly wisdom to Heavy at this point in time, and it's hilarious. It's not hilarious. It's awesome to see. Because he's just like a janitor.
It shows you what the clones can be when they're not just grown up to be killing machines.
I mean, it goes back to what Shaak Ti said. Like, they're all humans too. They're all beings.
Beings, yeah.
They all have like personalities and stuff. So they go back and they're...
And this also comes from the fact that... Is his name Brick?
The
Big
bounty
head,
hunter?
yeah. Brick's also a dick and refuses to call any of them by their names. He calls them by their dash numbers, which is fucked up. Like, I mean, I get it, but like, why?
Yeah.
It's like, you're not Cut Up, you're blah, blah, blah. You're this.
So basically, we get to see them. They get another chance to like try to prove themselves in the like simulation that they have. And they're going through. They're doing really well. They're working together. And they get to the point where they're trying to get up to where the Citadel is. And they realize they don't have their ascension cables. Yep. And we find out real quickly that Brick was the one that took them. And Ellis tried to get it shut down immediately. And Shaak Ti was like, well... Brick kind of has a point. You never know what's going to happen in battle, and you have to adjust and adapt, and they let it continue. They come up with a plan. I don't remember who it was. came up with a plan to shoot the guns down to where they could climb up the Citadel.
Good question. That's one thing about the clones. Like, they look so fucking... Especially when they're cadets, they look identical.
Yeah, they don't have like...
It's not like Fives where he gets a tattoo of 5 on his head. It's
Yeah.
not Rex where he changes his hair color and shaves and shit. Like these dudes look fucking identical.
Yeah.
Especially in their clone cadet armor. There's nothing different about them.
So they end up passing the test, and Shaak Ti has like a moment with Brick where he's like, "You're what word did she use? She used a serious word where it was like, basically, what he did made them better ARC troopers, or
Not ARC troopers.
going to be better ARC troopers
Well, they're
because
not
of
ARC
it.
troopers.
Going to be, they passed after that.
Are they supposed to be ARC troopers?
They will become ARC troopers after the test, and they passed.
Oh.
And she's like, they'll be some of the finest soldiers that we're ever going to see. Which, I mean, from the beginning doesn't seem that way. But if you've seen the Clone Wars, you know these guys. Like, they do become some of the best.
So heavy 5s cut up Echo become the 501st Legion. So, yeah.
So, like, one of the last scenes after this was, I thought, very sad, just thinking forward in the Clone Wars. But Heavy has a conversation with 99 after they pass, and 99's almost like, I'll never see you guys again, and this and that. And he's like, you're going to see me again, because he gives him his medal, and he's like, you deserve it. You're one of us. And I'm like, damn. And then the episode ends.
Yeah, we get to an episode where that gets brought back up
Yeah.
in a long time, and I'm not happy about it. So.
Yeah, it'll be a callback moment here later, but that's how the episode ended. And
Yeah, we're just, by the way, I just want you guys to know, these are just going to get more sad.
yeah, we talked about it before. The Clone Wars is full of sadness, happiness, badass shit.
I don't know about too much happiness.
Wow.
There's some fun times, but I don't know if I'd say happy.
Yeah. I don't know. But that's going to be the episode today. Do you have anything else?
I don't think.
Okay.
I'm glad we're done with this movie, though.
Yeah, the movie's over. These will be a little bit better.
Yeah, hopefully we're like... we need to get on a roll of how we do this. So if you guys have any suggestions about like how we go through these episodes, or like, do you want to hear more dialogue and story and like cross-referencing? Do you want to hear more just about the individual story and stuff like that? You can kind of let us know in the comments or in clips or something like that.
Yeah.
On Instagram, Facebook, what is that app called?
YouTube and TikTok.
and YouTube Shorts. Yeah, so go follow us on all those at Mind Trick Media, and yeah, I think that's it.
Yep.
Thanks for the support, guys. Keep it up. So, see you guys.